This video describes how to collect a throat and nose sample for coronavirus testing.
I thought I had done it. I thought I had evaded ever having to do one of those horrible nose swab tests, since all I do is to sit in my room, safe at home behind a locked door. But they still found me, sending me a letter last month saying that I had been randomly selected to do a test, as part of England's world-leading tracking of COVID and the various strains of it and stuff.
You have been invited to participate in this research study at random, and the test we have sent you is only for you.
My participation in this was completely voluntary, so I didn't have to do it if I didn't want to. Well, of course I didn't want to do it, but then I thought of all the people out there who are forced to do these several times a week for their jobs, and how can I expect them to do these tests if I'm not willing to do it myself? Plus, let's be honest, we're all a bit curious about what it would be like to shove something straight up our nostrils. It would be like playgroup all over again. Now, the one I did wasn't one of these horrible looking ones where it pretty much enters your brain. The one I had to do only needed to go up about an inch, which, let's be honest, isn't much further than if you were picking your nose. Obviously, this is a bit deeper, involving passing through that hole at the back and into the unknown. So I haven't been looking forward to doing it because the idea of this makes me feel uncomfortable. But I still agreed to it and the test came through the post recently. Not yesterday, it's been sat menacingly in the corner for a few days now, but I finally got around to reading the instructions and I booked a collection, which I'm meant to do before attempting the test, and hence sealing my fate. And then the big day came. Here's me talking to the camera about it. Here it all is. Get a cardboard thing with lots of scary looking things inside. There's the this thing. There's a nice biohazard thing here as well. Although it's my own biohazard, so it doesn't make it seem so bad. And here's the thing I'm not looking forward to. I can't think of an orifice I'd rather not put things into. Yeah, that's right. Apart from my belly button. I've never been good with belly buttons, but noses as well. So anyway, I'll go through all the stages and see what it's like. Oh, now my sock's wet. So I've looked at what I need to do and it's obvious that a mirror is needed. I admit I'm kind of excited about this now. Having heard about it for so long. Get out of the way, tongue. My tongue can see what's happening and it's getting in the way.
If it does not make you gag, you may not be reaching far enough back in your throat to where the virus would be. Gagging means you are getting a good sample.
This would be so much easier if I didn't have a tongue. I don't know if it's because I'm doing it or if I can see that I'm doing it that's causing this, but it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm actually just looking forward to going on to the next step, honestly. No, I'm not. Oh. Oh, feels exactly like I thought it would. I'm not going in far enough. I know it. It's not painful enough. Oh, come on, that's got to be far enough. It's disgusting on the end. Does that count? And yet, if I send it off like this, I will feel like I haven't done it properly. Because it's not been as horrible as I thought it would be. It's just that I'm too much of a pussy to stick it in any further. It's really gooey on the end. That counts, doesn't it? Although I made a huge song and dance while doing the tests, they weren't actually too bad. I was surprised by how hard it was to swab my tonsils though. I had no problem attempting it, but I had to fight against so many reflexes kicking in to prevent me from doing so. My tongue was my worst enemy. I don't think any of my attempts were particularly successful, but I made up for it by doing it dozens of times. Compared to that, the nose thing was a walk in the park. Just shove it in there and roll it about. But it was the idea of doing that which was the difficult part. And fearing that if I went a bit too far, I might be plunged into unspeakable pain. Which didn't happen, and because of that, I now worry that I didn't go deep enough. I didn't give myself a nosebleed or anything like that, and from my swabbing, I'd honestly be surprised if I had bled. I hate myself. But half an hour after doing it, I can still feel some kind of cool minty sensation from where the swab has been. and a strange lingering taste in my mouth.
That counts. It's horrible, but it doesn't hurt. It's just horrible thinking about it.
Being able to test myself like this was a mixed blessing. It probably made the experience less painful than had somebody else done it to me, but now I'm worried that I didn't do it as extensively as I would have done were I doing it to somebody else. At the end of the day, is there even something special about going in that deep? Or could you just get the same result by blowing your nose and by rolling the swab about in the snot? I have so many fascinating questions about this that I hope a scientist somewhere has put to the test. All in all, I'm disappointed with myself. Because no, none of it was painful, just sensitive feeling. I am a coward for this sort of stuff, but at least now I can say I've attempted it and have gained more appreciation for those people who have had to endure this stuff weekly for their jobs. And who knows, maybe I did do it right, and in a week or so when the results come back, I'll discover I've got COVID.
Put it next to the grapes. Do not eat.